The Lord is marching on. The Lord is busy. Don't ever think that God has forsaken His people Israel. I know that many of you are Gentiles, which simply means nations, from the nations of the earth, outside of His chosen people, Israel, which really is His model, His example, His firstborn amongst the nations. Not because Israel is special, but because they were chosen for a special purpose. To be the firstborn, the example for the rest of the nations of the glory of God. And as we know from history, when the Mashiach came, they rejected Him. Not all, but the majority. And so became the age of the Gentiles, as Yeshua Himself said. A time when salvation was going to go out to the ends of the earth, that all peoples, languages, tongues, and tribes will hear. Some will accept, some will reject. And at the end, salvation was coming back to where it came from, the Jews, the Judeans, the Yehudim, which really represent the entire house of Israel. And it is a wonderful thing to witness this day and age, to be alive and see what the Lord has done and is doing and continues to do. I myself am an Israeli. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm Jewish because I'm Kohen, which is of the tribe of Levi by lineage, so I'm not Jewish, I'm not Judean, I'm Levite. But nevertheless, I'm considered Jewish by culture and heritage. And I've come to faith in Yeshua, the Christ, as you may say, which means anointed, the Messiah, the Mashiach, the anointed one of God. And I'm not alone. Today I've spoken to another brother in the Lord, Israeli by birth, Jewish man, Elad, who loves the Lord. And we've had a most wonderful conversation, sharing our zeal for Papa and his Mashiach. And it was so encouraging to see what God is doing. Many days I feel like Eliyahu. Lord, I'm the only one left. That's how he felt, and the Lord said, No. I have 7,000 others you have no idea about. 7,000 that the Lord kept for Himself. See, most of our journey as servants of God is a very lonely journey. It's a lonely road because we are a minority. We are like diamonds in a sea of dirt. Not to call anyone dirt, but you know what I mean. Most people are haters of God. Believers or not, makes no difference. The devil goes to church and the devil wears a kippah. Doesn't matter if you're a Christian, Jew, or Muslim. The devil is a devil. But those who truly have a heart for God, we are very rare. And so most of the time, we don't meet anyone like us that actually share our passion for God. But when we do, what a wonderful thing it is. It's such a great reminder that God is in control. We don't know everything. He never knew that I existed, and so many others don't know I exist. And they're wondering the same thing, wherever they are, whoever they are. I don't know. I don't know that they exist. But I do know that they exist. And that is why we must trust in the Lord. Always, the righteous will live by trust. We don't have to understand what God is doing. We just have to do our part in our little corner, wherever we are placed. When Yeshua said, follow me, He didn't say go to Galilee and go to Golgotha and go to Jerusalem and do the whole Disneyland tour, as so many Christians do. I want to walk where Jesus walked. I want to get baptized in the Jordan River. He never told you to walk where he walked. He told you to walk the way he walked. Live your life the way he lived his life. A life of self-denial, a life of sacrifice, a life of obedience to the maker of heaven and earth. And when you do that, you're busy. We got things to do. So naturally, most of the time, the Lord separates us. Kind of like people do. Well, we got to split up, cover more ground. He doesn't really need two of us in one spot. He puts one here, one there, one over there. And it's really like the principle of Sodom and Gomorrah. He has to have his people in every town to justify why he should allow that wicked place to keep on going. And every now and then, he allows us to have fellowship, to meet each other and be encouraged. And it's a wonderful thing when that happens. See, I have my best friend, Stephen, my partner in this ministry. We've been doing this for a handful of years now. I've known him for a while. And it's a wonderful thing, because even though I'm in Israel and he is in California, by the miracles of technology, we are able to communicate every day. And, Lord willing, we get to come together every Pesach, sometimes even twice a year, Sukkot or Yom Kippur, as we have done before, and we have fellowship together. And it's a most wonderful time of worship, time of joy. But that's not the majority. That's the exception. The majority of the year, I'm here by myself and he's there doing his ministry. Because the harvest is plentiful and the workers are few. Remember that. I do believe that the Lord is coming very, very soon. And he wants to find us busy. If someone is already saved, well, they don't need you to preach to them, really. They're already there. They're already a part of the group. They're in the club. So it's wonderful, and we should have fellowship together. That's a commandment. Love each other. Love your brethren. But don't worry if you don't know anyone, or if you feel alone. You should never feel alone. I don't feel alone, and can I tell you another thing? I'm never bored. I don't get bored. And not because I keep myself busy. No, I would say that, I can't give you a percentage, but the vast majority of my day is spent by myself in my room. I'm in prayer, meditation, spending time with my Father, dwelling in His Spirit, getting to know Him. I don't get bored. I can just be still for hours and not get bored. I don't need distraction, something to keep me occupied. I'm never alone. Papa is always with me. He always comforts me, and I listen to him. And yet, he said, well, it is not good for men to be alone, so he gives us other human beings, because we're not on God's level. We're still physical beings. We need fellowship. We need company. Somebody we can touch. Somebody we can laugh with, hug, run with, eat with, share a meal. And if you have somebody like that, be grateful. Value them. Pray for them. Intercede for them. Bear each other's burdens, because most people do not have somebody like that. And again, this is only for the now, because as we know what is going to happen, the Lord will come back soon, bring all of us back into His kingdom, and we will have that happily ever after. And we will no longer be alone ever. But until that day, I want to encourage you, beloved. Whoever you are, wherever you are, there are others just like you. And they too are busy for the Lord. They're out in the vineyard, out in the orchards, out in the farm, gathering the harvest, doing the work. And at the end of the day, when we all come back home with our produce, the things that we've done for Papa, we will all share a meal together as friends. And that will be a most wonderful day. So be encouraged, be strengthened. You are not alone. Papa is with us. The Spirit of holiness is in us. He is our comforter. He is our hope. He is our strength. And He is our salvation. So whether you have some person in your life or not, whether you are single or whether you are lonely in your marriage, just hold on. Endure and overcome. Because God is greater than all. And He Himself will bring us all together again. Hallelujah.